You've been to Ukraine. A lot of people have an opinion about the U.S.'s involvement, should be, shouldn't be, but zooming into the actual on-the-ground experience there, because most people, including myself, that have an opinion one way or the other about U.S.'s involvement don't know the realities of what's actually happening on the ground with human beings in Ukraine. I'm curious, would you be able to share why you were over there, what you were doing, and what you saw?
I'm part of a nonprofit and non-government organization called Save Our Allies. We were part of the evacuation in Afghanistan, and our name is pretty straightforward. It's not a misnomer as to what we try to do. And as we tried to save Americans and our allies in Afghanistan, if you shift that view to Ukraine, do we have allies there? Well, in my mind, anybody that fights communism is my ally.
I like how you see that.
Yeah. Does that mean that that is a great person, or they're doing fantastic things, or the way that they're going about it is right, or that there's oligarchs that are pocketing a percentage of the money? Like, all of those things might be true, and I don't like any of those things, but ultimately they are still fighting my enemy, which is communism. And I will fight communism anywhere that it pops its ugly head, because I know how it ends. I didn't like something that you said, which was that you hadn't been there and that you have these ideas, and then those ideas for whatever reason have less value. That's not, I don't share that view. Like, you don't have to have a veteran to have a good idea about what the military should look like. Arguably, your opinion as just an American that's never served is more valuable, because you are the one that is supposed to be dictating what the military is supposed to be doing on your part. Right?
I'll let them know.
Okay.
What they should
Maybe
do.
I could have some insight about how that should be executed, having served, but by no means would my opinion as a veteran or a service member be more valued than yours. Similarly, in Ukraine, like, you have a beautiful view of America and its interests. Like, should your view and your opinions be then somehow less valuable because you haven't been to Ukraine? No, absolutely not. Like, they should probably be more important, because again, in sovereignty, in us having our own sovereign borders and having our own beautiful beliefs and our own values that should be driven by the Constitution, those opinions are, I think, more valuable. So to Ukraine, communism sucks.
No.
And if you want to, in your lifetime, you want a little snapshot of what communism looks like, it is them having mass graves all along the Donbass, where Russians invaded a foreign country with sovereign, internationally recognized borders to take what they thought they wanted, because their leader wanted it. That's it. That's what communism looks like. You have somebody that wants something and they want to take it for them. They don't care the consequence, whether it's life, blood, goods. It doesn't matter. Insert any commodity. They want it, you have it, they're going to take it. So they invaded, they murdered, genocide, mass graves. And
these aren't Ukrainian soldiers; these are civilian mass graves.
Yes, both. We have found Ukrainian soldiers in mass graves that have clearly been tortured. Fingernails torn out and teeth torn out, and all it's really easy to see in, like, if when the bleeding stops, like, the blood is still pumping when these damages are being done to the body, so it's gross. So we know that happened. And then you see civilian mass graves where somebody didn't leave a village. Communists want the village. They kill everybody in the village. Now they have the village. That's what they did. I mean, they brought entire cities, not villages, not little outskirt towns, cities to rubble, just because they wanted it. If we can't have it, neither can you. Sorry, fellow citizens. Sorry, comrade. I'm going to go ahead and level this whole entire city if I can't have it. This is not just Russia. This is communism.
I love that you anchor, this is communism. It's not Putin. It's not Russia. Yes, they're doing it, but what they're doing is communism. Communism goes in with a sharp edge, but as it's piercing the skin, it's not getting to the organs yet. Cool. Like, everybody gets, like, equal bread rations, and my complacency and entitlement gets to be fostered. Sounds good. And this is the tail end of communism, or the meat of it.
Yeah, I mean, the elevator pitch is really beautiful, and I love it. Like if you and I were going to ride from the lobby up to the 25th floor, and I just have the time to tell you, you're going to get free education, you're going to get free medical, you're going to get free food, you're not going to have to work more than the rest of your fellow citizens. Like, I'm going to expect more out of you than anybody else. Like, you're going to have just as much as everybody else next to you if you do the same amount of work. Like, these are all regret. Free medical, free food, free education. I'm in, man. And it sounds so simple, but the consequence of what that elevator pitch really looks like is what we are seeing now. That is mass graves. That is murder. That is genocide. That is illegal interference into a sovereign nation crossing internationally recognized borders. That is, Kyiv is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And seeing tanks in town square and sandbags with armed Ukrainians at checkpoints pulling over everybody driving by in a proper metropolitan, in a proper city. They have an opera house and they have a symphony. Like, this is not like this is Kyiv. Yeah. And that happened in our lifetime, and communism did that. They were this close to losing that city. They passed Dnipro, they crossed the river, they made it all the way to Kyiv. They were fighting in the streets of Kyiv. And this isn't like 1945. This wasn't even the Korean War, which everybody already forgot about. This isn't even the Vietnam War, which everybody already forgot about. This wasn't the horrible atrocities that happened in Panama or Nicaragua. Like, this isn't Venezuela, which also happened in our lifetime. Like, this is right now, and people are not paying attention.
Yeah, and so in spite of one's point of view, U.S. should or shouldn't be involved. And thank you for advocating, have an opinion. You're an American, just have a freaking opinion. I love that. And in spite of wherever someone falls in their opinion, there's the reality of human atrocities happening in the name of communism. Yet Save Our Allies is doing amazing work. You've been there. The organization has its heart in the right spot. They're human focused, saving human life. Where can people go to find out more and even donate if they'd like to Save Our Allies?
Yeah, it's saveourallies.org. I thank you. That was really generous. And everybody that's part of Save Our Allies that, are unpaid. Everybody that makes a cent are Ford operators that I have to pay for the insurance. I have to, the vehicle that they're driving around. That's how we're spending all of the money, is going forward to do missions of extracting people, delivering food, getting body armor to orphans. Wow. This is wild. We built a mobile surgery center that will go and do really complex surgeries at the front lines. Time is a really critical thing when it comes to saving life, and getting the right medical intervention at the right time might be the thing that determines life and death. So we have this mobile medical team that's going to be doing telemedicine in a mobile surgery center. It's freaking rad. So I'm just really proud of everything that those guys do out there. And saveourallies.org.
I love that. Thank you. And thank you to saveourallies.org. And it's an organization near and dear to my heart. I love the mission.